What's up, Amistadians? Woo! It's Sunday today. No uploads starting tomorrow. No uploads from Monday to Friday. Possibly one on Wednesday. Possibly. And it's gonna come out probably late at night. But today, he's got a story time. So, if you guys saw the last video, I dropped off my sister at church camp. Now, just a couple weeks ago, I was there as well. And I want to talk to you guys I want to tell you guys my experience there. Because, quite frankly, it sucked. Sucked a whole lot. Well, it was fun and it sucked as well. But yeah, let's go. Okay, so the story starts with my parents dropping me off. First I met my counselor, Will. Will, he's going into his senior year of high school. So congratulations to him. And he's actually on dish crew this week while my sister's there. So yeah. So he's 17, and then the other kids might. Oh wait, yeah. And then the second counselor's name was Gavin. He's 20. He's going into his sophomore year of college. Now, then the kids, others. I was the oldest one. As you guys know, I'm going into my freshman year of high school. The other kids, 4 of them, Pierce, Emanuel, Moses, and Carter, they were all going into their, into 7th grade. And then Teddy and Andrew were both going into 6th grade. So, yeah. So, what did we do after that? So, we went to dinner, and then we had this emergency drill thing. After that, while the counselors were having a meeting in something we called the Cove, we did our swim tests. Which, me being the amazing swimmer I am, your boy got a grin. So, after that was chapel. And let me tell you, bro, the speaker, his name was Dave Griffin. Holy peak, bro. First of all, he's awesome. Again, he had this funny name for his wife, Hottie Mexican. And yeah, so he was awesome. He gave us these little baggies that we could put everything that he would give us over the week. And then after chapel was our first discussion. We had it down by the lake where we had just done our swim tests. Now after that was free time. I took a little stroll down to the canteen and just hung out there. We went back to the cabin and we low-key kind of kept Gavin and Will up until 3 in the morning. And we actually came up with this game. So one of us would be blindfolded and have a pillow. For some reason, it was always my pillow, bro. I'm not even lying, bro. And then we would have to go around the room trying to find and hit people. But yeah. And then it was Monday. So we woke up and we went to the buckboard breakfast. Buckboard breakfast was amazing. We went out on this hayride looking thing. We had we had potatoes, eggs, and bacon mashed together, which it was so good. Actually, I don't even like bacon that much, but it was actually great, bro. And we also had peanut butter and jellies, which we could choose to have them grilled, which was really awesome. After that was time alone. Not crap. After that was chapel, which was then followed with our first time alone with God session. And then that led to okay, you know that game, you know those games you guys play in gym where like you guys have like those flags and like people rip them off of you? It was basically that, but also like it had a ball. Yeah, I low-key kind of forgot, bro. But then was lunch. And then and then daily verses. Gosh, bro. Ugh, I hated that. Yeah, daily verses. We had to do 5 verses each day. We had to memorize them. And then was free time and dinner. And then there was this like lightning. It was like a different version of lightning. That was fun. At chapel, Dave ended up sharing this story about a fish. I forgot the fish's name. All I really remember is that I called it Fish, cause you know I'm just like that. Then was small group discussions, and then for free time I was in the cabin. No, I was in the canteen for a bit. Then I called my sister back in the cabin. And then after that, me, Pierce, Moses, and Teddy, we ended up going to the chapel to get some water. And there were these group of girls, which unfortunately there's this rule, no purple. Boys blue, girls pink, purple. So yeah, but you know, Pierce had this thing. Pierce had this thing for always just randomly starting to sing "I Want You Back" by the Jackson 5. Although he only knew he didn't even know the full intro to it. But yeah, we ended up singing. "I Want You Back" by the Jackson 5. Yeah, it was very tough. They ended up leaving, but then they came back to interview us. I said my name was Marcus. Yeah. I forgot what Moses and Pierce said their names were. Teddy didn't even say what his name was. But yeah, we went back to the cabin and then we went to bed, bro. So I woke up on Tuesday to Gavin getting out of the shower. And then we went to breakfast. Well, everyone except for Pierce, Carter, and I'm pretty sure Will as well. Yeah, so Dave saw us and he let us go. He let us go before our number was even called. So, you know, Dave, you're an absolute G, bro. So after chapel, for time alone with God, me and Moses, we low-key just talked. We didn't even really read. I mean, we talked about, the Bible. But we weren't actually sitting down. And the thing with time alone with God is we weren't supposed to talk to anybody. We were just supposed to be alone. Like, it's literally in the name. I'm alone with God. But then the morning game came, and I low-key kind of forgot what it was called. All I remember is that it had a plunge in the name. But, yeah, so then was lunch. Lunch was amazing, bro. So after daily verses, for free time, we went zip lining. And, bro, so it was so hot, dude. It was like in the 90s, like all week. So I was like, well, why can't we take our shirts off? And there were a cabin of girls with us. And he was like, because the women will lust over us. And I'm like, you know what, that makes sense. But then, for dinner, so they were calling up people, like to the front table, and someone's last name sounded like Bueller. So, if you guys know the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Bueller. Yeah, so Dave ended up starting to quote that. Bueller. Anybody? Cover the Captain was the all camp game. And then at chapel, Dave told us the story about how when he was a kid, he found a dead beaver and he jumped on it a bunch until it exploded. Then we skipped discussions, but for free time I went to the canteen, obviously. I went back a bit early, and then we went well, we tried to go to bed, but no, the other cabin, Flying B, which just so happens to be the cabin that I was in. Oh yeah, I was in the cabin of Longhorn. So Flying B, which is the cabin that my sister's in this week, the boys there were having a little camp out fire, and Will decided, so they invited us out, right? Ugh. You know what Will eventually decided to do? He decided to throw a bug spray can in there. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, and then we went back to go to bed, finally, because I was so tired, bro. So Wednesday, we woke up, went to lunch, oh my gosh, went to breakfast, did chapel, did time alone with God, did the game. Emanuel low-key kind of got on my nerves, bro. He asked me what Invincible was about. So I started explaining to him. But then he started talking about my phone case, which my phone case is Invincible. It's like a bunch of comic panels, the title card of Invincible, and then a standstill of Mark from the cover of Invincible issue 51. Yes, I know it. But yeah, so I low-key ended up just going back to the cabin. I was so mad, bro. I forgot to mention this earlier, but over the week, like, these kids just made me get more and more mad. But yeah. So then what do we have to do? So I actually started cleaning up my part of the cabin while I was there. The air quality got really bad, so I decided to avoid airsoft. But later, I ended up having a conversation with a counselor named Connor. Connor, he's an absolute G, bruh. I saw him yesterday, when I was dropping off Julia, I even saw Will, and bro, I gave Connor the biggest dap up ever, bro. Because, you know, I missed him, bro. Like, I'll never forget him. So we ended up having dinner, chapel, and all the other stuff. So at night, we had a campfire, but it wasn't with Flying B. It was like ours only. And when we were heading back, a Flying B was actually heading back to their cabin. And then, we just saw this we heard this boom, and then like the entire sky just lit up. So it turns out someone threw something into their fire. Another cabin. Someone threw something into their fire. Jeez. And it exploded, and then there was fire like all over. Don't worry, no one was hurt. So on Thursday, we cleaned some of the cabin, and we ended up getting called up first for breakfast, which, you know, holy W, bruh. But hi. So as you can see, it's been a long time since I started filming. But yeah, so after that was chapel, and then counselor. I'm pretty sure, yeah, counselor hide and seek was the game, and then what was it then? Crap. And then it was lunch. Crap, jeez. And then we went tubing. We did daily verses, and that's where I met my breaking point, bro. Like, I was so fed up with these kids. So I was laying down on the chairs, right? Will, you know, he comes over tickling my feet. I turn around, and I said, go away from me, or like something close to that. Like, I was mad, bro. You know, and then he told me, you know what, bro? Go to the cabin, get some rest. I know it's been hard on you. So, yeah, and then, you know, I wake up to, you know, hey, the air quality's bad. We gotta go to the chapel, and here's a mask. I actually have the mask still. But, yeah. I'm pretty sure after that we did dinner, and then was theme night, which theme night was like a bunch of games. After that, we went back to the chapel, and Longhorn, we won honor cabin. Absolute peak, bro. And then what was next was we ended up doing free time, and then there was an entire pan of pizza in our cabin, which we ate that. After that, you know, me, Emanuel, and Will, we ended up staying up until like 3 a.m. just telling our life stories. You know, which that was fun. Now, I got to learn a lot about them, and I shared my own story, which, you know, kind of was doo-doo. I mean, I don't even know, bro. But yeah, and then Friday, we woke up, breakfast. Oh yeah, clean the rest of the cabin. Breakfast, chapel, and then it was time to go. My parents and my sister this time came, and, you know, we went home. We got Freddy's. It was so good, bro. Yeah, and that was my trip at Silver Birch Ranch. Sorry, that was my my camcorder. But yeah, I know that I shared Will the YouTube channel, so if he's watching right now, Will, you're an awesome counselor, bro. Much love. Hey, all of you, praise God. See y'all boys later.